You know, the Pharisees, they gave the look of righteous living, but they denied the truth. That's selfishness. A selfish person can never learn to fish because they're too into themselves. Most times they have motives. And love they can never know because of a hardened heart. It's a fight. You have the flesh and the spirit. Whichever one you feed the most is the one who's going to be revealed the most. Haven't you, me, all of us, quenched the spirit long enough? Your kids see you going to church, shouting, praising, speaking in tongues, but they also see you with that man or woman who wasn't your wife or husband. Kids, they listen. They may be in there with their phones in church and doing things that they're not supposed to do, but they hear and they quick to throw what they heard back in our face. They call out our hypocrisy. Then we want to get mad at them. But why? They only showing you who you are. That's why they act out. That's why a lot of them don't even want to go to church now, because they see the hypocrisy in church. They feel like, what's the point? How you going to talk to your friends about giving their life to the Lord and you sitting back smoking that weed with them, having that strong drink with them, in the club, you know, partying with them? Where's Christ in that? You can't do that. Your walk shows you your selfishness. Trying to walk in the world and with God would only bring confusion. And God is not the author of that. Listen, before you got saved, you did any and everything that you wanted to do. You allowed your body to go through some things. You got into fights. Some of you been stabbed, shot. Women, you have allowed men to use your bodies in ways you never thought you would because you really cared about them. And he took advantage of that. He showed that he didn't really care about you. So now you became selfish. You're doing to men what men did to you. And there is no love. It's all about self. It's all about, what can I get from you? What can I do? What can you do for me? Where's the love? That agape love. That heavenly love. We don't have it because we're too selfish. You did everything you could to satisfy your flesh. Let me ask you something. No, how did that work for you? The flesh is like the mouth of a waterfall. It never closes and the water keeps falling down in it. Now, when that waterfall stops, that river, that lake, that stream, eventually it's going to dry up. And a lot of us are too dry and we can never be quenched. And we try to find that quenchness in running out all the time, trying to get in the streets and do all the things we do, or maybe working all the time because we want to stay up on bills, but we also want to do what we want to do. What are you doing for the kingdom? Are you being the salt that's seasoning people, or are you the salt that's stepped on and you're no good for nobody? Think of all the things you subjected yourself to, the things you allowed to happen to you to please someone who never cared. All you've done brought you to your lowest of lows. And finally, with a sincere cry, you grabbed God's ear. He reached down and pulled you out, cleaned you out and up, only for you to creep back and say, I'm not going to go too far back. I just want to have fun. Going to church is cool, but I still want to get out and mingle and kick it with my friends because I don't want them to think I'm acting funny. Who's more important? Your friends or God? When you was at your lowest points, where were those friends? I know this from personal experience. The only one who was there for me was the Lord. I could share so much, and I'm pretty sure you can too. But see, God, everything that happens with us, it really does work for the better for us, the betterment of us. Philippians 4:13, I can do all things. You can, if Christ is in you. It all works together. You just have to recognize it and step outside of yourself. So I ask you again, have you truly denied yourself for Christ? Have you denied yourself of all you want so that you can be all Christ needs you to be? Selfishness is all over the church now. You've got to check yourself. Check yourself. Be honest with yourself. Are you walking that straight and narrow? This is all of us. Are we really walking that straight and narrow? Are we out there in the wide open jungle where any and everything is coming at us? When Christ died for you, was it in vain? No, or matter of fact, I mean, actually, do you even really believe? Because if you did, then why do you, me, all of us, do the things that we do? That's against what he did. A selfish person can't truly be transformed because they're too conformed to self, which is the world. And that makes you an enemy of God. You have to want to change. It can't be halfway. That time gonna come. And like I said earlier, we're gonna have to stand before him. But you have to deny yourself and live. Or stay and live in your selfishness and continue to be deceived. Selfishness is like Russian roulette. You know, you got that one round in that chamber. You playing a game with yourself. And after a while, you're going to be the one that's that fish with the hook in your mouth, ready to have your head chopped out and be slaughtered to be fed to whatever is out there. It's really time for us to wake up. I hope this was something that kind of makes you think a little bit. I don't think I said anything that none of you don't know. But so many of us sit back and say, we got to keep it 100. Are you really keeping it 100 when it comes to the Lord? What's more important? God asked me this question. It was so plain. Said, Frank, what's more important? Yourself or your soul? You answer that question. Well, this is my first video. I hope it goes over well. I pray God get the glory. You know, more is coming. And the more I do this, the better, you know, I would become, because I would be more comfortable. I won't have notes in front of me. But I pray that you receive the word and not me. Give ears to hear. Well, anyway, you take care. God bless you. Until the next time. Peace.